Right, little video on setting out for your first tile on your patio. Now, it's a little bit different this one because artificial grass area is staying put and composite decking is staying. And if you can see, we've got a border which is going to run all the way down the fences as well, including this section. So we've got a border that's 145mm, and what we don't want is, by the time we come up to this little section here, is like full tile, tiny cut, 3/4 of a tile, full tile, tiny cut. I want to do my best and try and keep that as a full tile, half a tile, full tile, half a tile, just so you've not got any little bits here, because that's kind of centre of the garden. In doing that, what we'll probably have is a couple of cuts that side, cutting on that side. But if you can see, this little fence comes in. Now, if this fence was square to the house, it may not be a bit of an issue, because I could have potentially come off this little corner where this tray is. But setting out your first tile is quite important. So, like I said, borders are 145, which are going to go in that little section here. There's a little bit of fettling to do on that grass, maybe a little bit of work to do on that fascia on the decking, but that string line now is set up square to the house, the border and the air core. First tile is going to go here, and that's where we'll work everything off. The pattern wise, we are going for a brick bomb pattern. And if you don't know what a brick bomb pattern is, that is it. So if you imagine full tile, your next row will offset half. It might be called a half bond, but I call it a brick bomb pattern. So let's get this out of the way. I had to buy a new one of these as well, because I'm pretty sure the last one I had, I buried it under the previous garden. I don't know which garden it is. Wet mix, nice and creamy, just my preferred laying method, that. And then this is a bit deep, this section, but we've got 80mm clearance there. It just runs off a little bit because we've got a bit of work to do here. But ordinarily, I think we've set this to about 70, so 65mm. 70, which will give us 20mm for the tile, 50mm bed. Obviously we're going to go for a 1 in 64 on here, as always. Something like that. Bit of shine on them. Cleaned these up the other day, and I've been spraying them with WD-40 just to keep them clean, keep them shiny. Somebody said about doing it, and I think it does work. Right, let's get this first tile. I've got a new tie as well. I've caved. So, reason I've got this is not because everybody else uses it, but because there's only me laying on site. You imagine over the years and years, that's quite a few patios, that, and I've been getting a bit of trouble in my shoulder, so I'm hoping this is going to help out a little bit with that. Also, I've gone, oh, it's all covered up, but I've gone down to using my small mallet again. My other one's about easy double the size of that. Oh, I don't trust it yet. Hey. A nice generous amount on there. Full coverage as always. Problem with these rollers when they're brand new, they look like you're getting loads on it, but they take a bit. Right, so obviously before I primed that, I knew the arrows were facing me, so that's something to bear in mind as well. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous about these grab holes. Let's move that, let's put that back there. Right, let's try that. Cradling it like a baby. Right. That'll do. Right. Let's get this first one set. Level. Something else I'm trying as well is little gap. Obviously this is going to be siliconed up in black, but rather than doing a 5mm, which I think is a little bit chunky, I'm probably going to drop that down to a 3. Has he got some 3s? Tap that in tight. Alright. Take that off. Get off. That's it, first one done. Time to get through that pile.